All right, YouTubers, today is finally the day. I apologize for my voice. For some reason, it's a little scratchy today, but we're going to head over to Lowe's, pick up the hardware, and we're going to get this splitter installed on the front of my 17 SS. So hang with me, and I may actually probably try to rinse this thing off too, just because it's been monsoon in the last few days. So let's get to it. Okay, guys, just finished up here at Lowe's, and it actually turned out to be a gorgeous day out here. Not 100% sure why my voice is so wasted, but I also got way more hardware than I needed. So I'll go through this in more detail when we get in the garage. I got the painter's tape to hold the spoiler on. I'm going to do this solo, and I'll lay this all out. But I got the 1/4 20 by 1 1/4 zinc plated bolts. It doesn't need to like hold up the earth. And I got a bunch of extra flat washers. I got lock nuts, I got lock washers, I got standard washers. We'll see what fits the best. So let's get home, let's get this bad boy on the car. All right, guys, well, guess what? I learned my lesson about why you shouldn't go through the automated car washes. Guess I was on borrowed time, but I cleaned it up so you can't see it very well. But right here, I got a bunch of freaking scratches in the paint here and a slight dent. Luckily, the splitter will cover that up. But just looking at this, and oh yeah, and by the way, my rim got messed up as well. So it scraped this here and here. So that's great. Now, granted, these things were getting pitted anyway, but this is goddamn ridiculous how bad this thing got scraped up. So, learned my lesson. I was planning on getting new wheels anyway, especially after I dropped the car on the King Springs. So, lesson learned. Don't use automated car washes unless you want to get your shit ruined. So, alright guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to actually pull the bumper off the car. To do this may be a very dumb maneuver, but we're going to give it a go anyway. Since I got the scrape in the bumper, I want to put that splitter on there and get it done. Worst case scenario, I can kind of lay the bumper in place, deal with it tomorrow. But let's get started. So what we're going to end up doing is pulling the hardware out from inside the inner wheel well. There's a couple you can see. There's a few like deep in the back there, and there's a few up in the front here that I already started loosening. There's 3 here, 3 on the other side. There's some underneath, and then these guys up here, which should be fairly straightforward. And then there's a harness that I got to take off. So what I'll do is I'll end up getting the ones out on either side here on both sides of the car. Do the ones underneath, fire the car up, turn the wheels so I can get to those inner ones, and then pull the bumper off. And then there's a harness there that I got to get, but that'll be fairly straightforward. So I'll get the bumper off the car. I'm going to lay it up on some sawhorses that I have, and that should be enough so that I can drill the holes that I need, put the bumper in place. Get the splitter in place on the bumper, and then slap the bumper back on the car. And even if I kind of get it loosely put on there, that'll be enough, and then I'll finish it tomorrow. So let's rock and roll. Okay, so now that I've got these around the edge done, there's some that are deeper down inside the wheel well, so what you want to do is turn it the opposite way that you were doing it before. So now that it's this way, I can get in there, and I'll have to use my hand to get it, but it's not the end of the world. They're pretty easy to get to right along the bottom here. So I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way with my hand and go after it. So I could probably get my tool in further back after I get this one out, but this is when the electric ratchet comes in handy, and it'd be cool if I had it charged. Well, oh well. Alright, here's the one. And it looks to be exactly the same as all the others, so let's see, can I get the tool in there? Yes, I can. Wait. So let's do that. Okay. And sweet. Done. Okay. These two. So that gets all them together. Okay, and then we'll go around the other side and do the same thing. Alright guys, so it's not a flattering angle, but I've got almost all the bolts out for this thing. I gotta check, see if I missed one over on the other side. But pretty straightforward. Still very upset about the wheels getting all scratched up, but it is what it is. You remember I got the bumpers all got pretty wrecked up before, and I got a new bumper. Well, they didn't do a great job painting it either, so that was scraped. Okay, so you can see, guys, now I have some cardboard here under the bumper. It will actually come forward pretty easily now. So I want to loosen up all these 10mm bolts that are on the top. Should go very quickly. So I just want to be careful. Because there is a harness back here on the passenger side that you do have to be aware of. So I have this here so I can kind of get everything off, lay it down there, and then set it up. So I'm going to move you back just a little and see, readjust a little and see how much of a mess I'm about to cause. So take this, lift her up. I don't know if these have to loosen up or not. So I'm going to do a little peek under there. Like that sticks to the grill. So I think what I'm going to do to just be safe is I'm going to take this top piece off, and then that'll at least let me have a clear view in case I don't want to screw anything up. So I'm just going to take these out also. Boom. Okay, so this piece will come off now. I can kind of get this out of the way without damaging anything. Alright, well, I'm lying to myself here. Let me free my hands up a little bit and not stop being stupid. Let's see. Okay, so that just kind of slides out from underneath, but there's still something grabbing. What is grabbing? No, it's just the, at this point, it's just the, there you go. Okay, sweet. So now you got a good view of what you're dealing with here. I'm going to get this part out of the way. I don't know if you can see it too well, but you can see right here. If you watch my hands, this pull forward, it pops right out like butter. Unfortunately, they did a piss poor job of prepping this paint here, so I'm going to have to touch it up because you can see it's flaking off there. But this should, if I take my time, have the bumper come off. Alright, so we got these clips out here, and you can see the inserts there. This thing feels like she wants to come off. So I'm going to just slowly kind of coax it forward here. Hi, Johnny boy. I am taking my bumper off the car. but I'm trying to make sure I don't do something stupid and break it. My son's coming down. Yeah.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Bubba. Whoa! And there we go.
Ooh.
Just like that.
What happened?
Well, what happened is Daddy took his bumper off. There you go. Just like that.
Whoa,
And
look
then,
at that big engine.
Yeah. And then, there we go. All right. All right. All right, Johnny, take a look, bud. Come here. You want to help? Say hi to the camera. Say hi to YouTube world. Say hi, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube Will.
Wave. All right, buddy. I'm going to move the bumper over, and you're going to be my helper. You're going to help me hold the splitter in place, okay? All right. So I got the bumper sitting here on some sawhorses. I have it like loosely taped up, the splitter taped up. The thing you want to do in order to get these kind of positioned properly is to start at the edges, because the bumper wants to flex out a little bit. So get the edges lined up, because you want this to be very nice and flush with the side of the bumper. Yeah, so what I like to do, you kind of get in here, squeeze her a little, make sure you got it where you want it. This thing is back nicely against the bumper. So then here we go, here goes nothing. You get in there. Boom. There it is. You now have a hole in the bumper. And this is, yeah, he said 1 1/4 inches seems to be a little excessive, to be honest with you, but that's okay. Yeah, honestly, I'm looking at some of these, and damn, I don't know if that's necessary, but all good in the hood, man. It lets you get plenty of reach in there. Alright, so this baby's buzzed in, and I'm going to actually use the standard nuts here for it. I was originally thinking about using the stop nuts, but it's going to take a really long time to get down, so I'm going to use a lock washer. And kind of just pour these guys out here so it's easier. So I take large 1-inch flat, put another flat on the back side to give it a good squeeze, and then I have over here somewhere. Here's the lock washers. I'm just going to rip this loose here. And I buy a lot of them. Sorry, I was a little sloppy with me. But I buy a lot of them just because I know I use them. So we'll just put that in. Put this guy here. And I can run that down basically to the point where it's like kind of hand tight. And to be honest with you, for now, that's good enough to kind of just hold this thing in place. What I'll do is I'm going to go drill the other side. And that'll basically have this thing, the positioning set. So at this point, you're set. Now it's just making sure that the bumper is kind of, everything's formed really nice to the spoiler. Once that's done, man, you're golden. So you won't see that. You got this nice and flat. I think this baby will look nice and slick when it's all said and done. So let me do a few more things here. I'll bang this out, and we'll do a little time-lapse action. But I got to get a new battery. Alright, so it's loosely in place now. We're just about done. I got to finish, you know, basically reverse order of what I did, but we're just about done. So I'll pull her out a little bit so we can get a better look at her. But not too bad, man. Not too hard. Got it done in pretty much record time. So let me finish getting this guy together. That's boring. You don't need to watch paint dry. And we'll back her up and get some pictures of her and get a little bit more video. All right?